You've heard it 1,000 times. Fake it until you make it. Stand tall, smile through the nerves, act confident, and eventually you'll become confident. But here's what nobody told you. That advice? It's outdated. And honestly, it might be making things worse. Because every time you fake confidence, a small part of your brain notices the gap between who you're pretending to be and who you actually feel like inside. That gap doesn't close over time. It widens, and eventually, you're not just nervous anymore. You're exhausted from the performance. So what if I told you that confidence isn't something you fake? What if it's something you literally build, like a muscle? What if there's a specific part of your brain that grows stronger every time you do something difficult? This isn't motivation. This is neuroscience, and it's going to change the way you think about yourself. Deep inside your brain, there's a region called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Scientists have started calling it the grit hub, and here's why it matters. Unlike other parts of your brain that seek comfort and avoid pain, this particular region does something strange. It actually grows when you do things you don't want to do. Read that again. It grows when you choose discomfort. This means confidence isn't some magical trait you're either born with or not. It's the physical result of repeatedly choosing the hard path. Every time you push through resistance, whether it's finishing a difficult task, waking up early when you'd rather sleep in, or having that uncomfortable conversation you've been avoiding, you're literally thickening the neural pathways responsible for persistence. Your brain is keeping score. And when you prove to it over and over that you can handle small discomforts, something remarkable happens. It starts assuming you can handle big challenges too. This is why people who regularly face micro challenges seem to have this unshakable calm about them. It's not that they don't feel fear. It's that their brain has collected enough evidence to believe they'll figure it out anyway. So what counts as a micro challenge? It's simpler than you think, and that's the point. A 5-minute cold shower, finishing the boring report before checking your phone, sitting in silence for 10 minutes when every part of you wants to scroll, choosing the harder workout, speaking up in a meeting when you'd rather stay invisible. None of these things are heroic. They're not Instagram-worthy, but that's exactly what makes them powerful. Because confidence isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in the thousands of tiny decisions nobody sees. Each micro challenge is a vote for the person you're becoming, and your brain counts every single one. But here's where most people go wrong. They try to think their way into confidence while their body is in complete chaos. If you're running on 4 hours of sleep, drowning in caffeine, and constantly switching between screens, your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, fight or flight. And when your body feels like it's under threat, your brain's confidence circuits literally shut down. You can't think your way out of a physiological panic. You have to live your way into a steady state. This is why the foundation of real confidence isn't mindset. It's biology, morning sunlight, consistent sleep, moments of genuine rest. These aren't luxuries, they're prerequisites. When your nervous system feels safe and regulated, something interesting happens. Your internal locus of control rises naturally. That's the psychological term for believing you're the captain of your own ship. And that belief? It changes everything about how you show up in the world. Now, let's talk about something you're probably doing without realizing it. Listen to how you speak. Check your recent emails. Pay attention in your next meeting. Are you using permission language? I think I might be able to. Does that make sense? Sorry, but maybe we could. I'll try to get that done. These phrases feel polite. They feel safe. But they're doing more damage than you realize, because every time you speak this way, you're sending a signal, not just to others, but to your own brain, that you're unsure of your standing. Your brain is always listening to you. And when it hears you constantly hedging, apologizing, and softening, it draws a conclusion. This person doesn't believe they belong here. The fix isn't about becoming arrogant. It's about alignment. When your words match your intentions, you create a feedback loop that reinforces confidence from the inside out. Replace "I'll try" with "my plan is." Replace "I think" with "my perspective is." Replace "does that make sense?" with a simple pause that lets your statement land. This isn't about dominating conversations. It's about giving your brain evidence that you trust yourself. And the more you speak with quiet certainty, the more your internal experience begins to match. Here's the final piece, and it might be the most important one. For years, we've been taught to celebrate wins, the promotion, the sale, the successful outcome. But high-performance psychology has discovered something crucial. If you only reward results, you become fragile, because results aren't always in your control. The new approach? Reward the effort itself. When you finish a grueling task, don't just check it off your list and move on. Take 30 seconds. Acknowledge what it took to stay focused. Recognize the discipline it required to push through when you wanted to quit. This isn't self-congratulation. It's strategic, because when you value your effort above all else, something shifts. A rejection from a boss can't touch your core confidence. A setback in a project doesn't define you. You become resilient to external failure because your sense of worth is anchored in something no one can take away: your ability to show up and do the work. So let's bring this all together. Real confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the presence of agency. It's the quiet, steady knowledge that you can regulate your body, command your language, and strengthen your brain through daily challenges. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about building the architecture of a person who acts regardless of how they feel. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. Stop faking it. Start training. Your brain is waiting for evidence that you can handle what's coming, and the only way to provide that evidence is to prove it, one small challenge at a time. The grit hub is real. Permission language is holding you back. And the person you want to become, they're not waiting somewhere in the future. They're being built right now in every choice you make. So the next time you're standing at the edge of something difficult, a conversation, a decision, a moment of discomfort, remember this: your brain is watching, and it's ready to grow. The only question is whether you'll give it the chance.